Top 5 Butterbean Finishes. Modern sports fighters tend to put a big part of their focus on creating a strong, powerful body, and you can see it in their chiseled physiques. Most professional fighters have lean and muscular bodies that exude strength, power, and health. However, every once in a while, there comes a fighter that simply defies the laws of fitness. One such man is the great Butterbean, a heavy, round ball of fat, yet still one of the most powerful fighters in the history of sports fighting. You will now be able to see his top 5 finishes. Number 5. Butterbean vs. Thompson. Thompson has had some history in coming out guns blazing when fighting. Think against Alexander Emelianenko. However, this time, the bodybuilder had a new challenge ahead of him: Butterbean. The fight started, and Butterbean didn't waste any time. He was the one that charged his opponent, and Thompson had to retreat quickly, knowing full well the immense power that comes out of Butterbean's swinging punches. However, Butterbean has 2 secret weapons in his arsenal. The first is his timing. He knew exactly when to throw a shot in order to deal some serious damage. The second, and the one that defies the laws of physics, is his incredible speed. So, he swung several power shots against Thompson and eventually struck him, sprawling him on the ground. He started to do some ground and pound, and the referee intervened, stopping the fight. Thompson wasn't fully aware of what was happening, so he went for a double leg takedown even after the fight ended, and Butterbean started celebrating. Number 4. Butterbean vs. Zuluzinho. The Japanese fighting sports fans are known for their love for spectacles. Some of the most spectacular fights in the history of fighting have been held in Pride. One such fight was Butterbean vs. Zuluzinho. Zuluzinho is another powerhouse of a fighter, practically even bigger and fatter than Butterbean. It was a fight that guaranteed some fireworks, and it started to deliver on that promise early on, when both fighters came out guns blazing, swinging wildly much to the delight of the attending crowd. However, something remarkable happened next. Zuluzinho was obviously aware that Butterbean hits like a truck, so he tried to take the fight to the ground, and he did. But Butterbean wasn't used to being in a bad position, so he swung his body in a marvelous feat of proprioception, especially for such a large man. And he came up on top of Zuluzinho, holding him firmly in the side control position. We believe that Zuluzinho wasn't feeling exactly comfortable with Butterbean on top of him, given how large he was for the fight, and this time, Butterbean showed that he was a true martial artist, an expert in multiple areas of the sport of MMA. What he did was he executed an American lock on his opponent's arm, forcing Zuluzinho to tap out in submission. Number 3. Butterbean vs. Johnny Knoxville. This was not a professional fight. It was a skit for the popular movie Jackass. The match was held in a clothing store, and boy, Butterbean did not hold back. He unleashed a furious avalanche of his trademark hooks and put Knoxville on the ground. Much to the credit of his opponent, Knoxville did manage to stand up and face Butterbean again. Butterbean decided to reward this by allowing Johnny to hit him in the face. Johnny threw a wimp punch, and Butterbean proceeded to trash him, knocking him out and busting his head open in the process. Knoxville proved that he was stronger than he looked though. After the fight, he asked if Butterbean was okay. Number 2. Butterbean vs. Lindberger. This was an old school boxing match. Butterbean faced Lindberger. This proved not to be a challenge for Butterbean, as somewhere in round 1, he managed to execute a perfect entry. He changed levels and dealt a power shot in his opponent's midsection, and then came right up to deal a catastrophic hook right in Lindberger's chin, resulting in an impressive and very satisfying to watch knockout where Lindberger fell right on his butt. Again, to his credit, Lindberger managed to survive the shot, and he stood up to his feet immediately. He then told the referee that he was feeling okay, ready to continue the fight. However, it was immediately obvious to everyone that Lindberger was in no shape to fight a second longer. His legs were so wobbly he could barely stand straight. His eyes were vacant. He wasn't all there. The referee made the smart and obvious decision to stop the fight, awarding Butterbean another impressive TKO win to his resume. If you like our videos, consider subscribing to our Instagram channel for daily motivation. Number 1. Butterbean versus Phillips. This was arguably the most powerful KO in Butterbean's career. He fought against Phillips, a wily boxer that had much respect for Butterbean's power, so Butterbean had to lull him to tell him that everything is safe and that he could let go. But Phillips was still cautious, retreating after every flurry, and this went on until the very moment when three things happened, one right after the other. Butterbean threw a fake jab in order to open up his opponent. Phillips evaded the jab easily, and thinking he was safe, he dropped his lead hand. Butterbean threw a vicious overhand right strike right in Phillips' face, planting him firmly on the ground and ending the fight in an emphatic fashion. In conclusion, in all fairness, Butterbean had some impressive fights, and we would need a lot more time in order to cover all of his impressive knockouts and finishes. Butterbean had an impressive career that spanned more than 100 fights in several different fighting sports. Wearing his trademark shorts with the American flag, he oversaw the downfall of the vast majority of his opponents. These were, in our opinion, the top 5 Butterbean finishes of his illustrious career. What's your opinion? What was the most powerful KO shot that Butterbean dealt? Be sure to tell us in the comments below. If you liked that video, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button in the bottom right corner. We post the most interesting content for you.